everybody for that cool introduction. Um, my name is Oballa Oballa. Whenever I go to a conference or talk at a conference, the first thing I want to make sure I go to registration list, make sure everyone has their first and last name the same. If I don't see anyone, I'd be like, I'm the winner of that conference. I hope no one at this conference with the first and last name the same because I want to keep the record. My name is Oballa Oballa. It's easy, Oballa. And the reason is because I was named after my grandfather. So the good thing about my name, when I moved to America, it became historical thing because in America, customer service, they disturb people a lot. When they call you, they'll be like, sir, what's your name? I will be Oballa. And what's your last name? Oballa. Sir, what's your first name again? Oballa. After 3 repeat of time, I will just tell them my last and first name is the same. They'll be like, oh, you should have told us earlier. So I've been going through that because customer service will take you for a while, 5 minutes to stay on a line. So I'm like, well, if you're gonna keep me in a line for 3 minutes, I will not tell you my first name until you ask me twice. So I moved to America 4 years ago from Africa. I originally was born in Ethiopia, and I fled my country in 2004 in a Kenyan refugee due to genocide that happened in my country. So which killed more than 425 within 6 hours. So my family and I flee Ethiopia, and then we settled in Kenya for almost 10 years. So throughout my life in a refugee camp, I learned a lot of things. The first thing in a refugee camp is like food is not an option. Food is something you get it or not. So in a refugee camp, you only have 1 meal per day, or sometimes you have to go without anything because the refugee UNHCR distribute food based on family size. So every month, as we go do shopping every week here in America in a refugee camp, you will be given food based on your family size. So for a family like mine, we were four in a family, and then they will give us something like 20 pounds of rice, and then 1 maybe to 5 gallon of oil to cook, and sometimes you may run out. There's no salt or anything. So that's how we lived throughout all those 10 years in a refugee camp. And the main thing which is really make me frustrated sometimes, but sometimes I will be like, you can't do anything about it, is one day I asked my mom, how long are we gonna live this life? Because there's a day like the UNHCR cancel the food distribution, and then in a refugee camp in the Dab where I live, because something happened, and then the workers, they couldn't come to our area because there is some rumors there's attack in the refugee camp. So the UNHCR, those who do food distribution, they cancel it. They're like, we cannot come this week, but next week. We already ran out of food for a week, so we just drink water and then just go play. The main thing that distract me is play soccer, because soccer is the only sport that I play. So I came back home, my mom put some stuff together, and then I just eat some popcorn, and then in the evening my mom make the same thing. I'm like, Mom, we eat popcorn earlier, and then is there anything? She's like, we run out of maize flour, we run out of rice, we don't have anything. And our food distribution is next week. So, and then before that week, we just heard that there will not be any food distribution. So we went through that the whole week, and then I asked my mom, how long are we gonna be here? I think it's better for us to either go back to Ethiopia, where we run away, or just die here because of hunger. And my mom gave me one hope. If you stay here longer, you're gonna go to a better place. You're gonna go to America. Because the hope of every refugee, you run to that refugee camp. If you go back your home country, I'm a target for my country because I run out as a male, which is in my homeland. They targeting all the male to be killed because they will fight against the government because the government tried to take our land. And if I go back, my name is already in a blacklist in Ethiopia because of activities that I'm doing in a refugee camp, that my people were being killed. My government don't want me to speak up. So as of right now, I'm already in a blacklist. If I go to Ethiopia, I immediately will get arrested, or someone will not tell me because this is something I saw a lot of my friends went back home and then they cannot come back. A friend of mine from St. Cloud, he just went and visited his family. And when he landed at the airport, the next morning, he's gone. Took me forever. I have to call the governor office, I have to call the other officers so that we can find him. Thank God they did not kill him, he came back. So when I moved to America, I'm like, I think this is the best. When I landed in New York 4 years ago, I told my mom, Mom, this is the land of opportunity. If there is anything I will make you proud, is to get that education and make you not to worry about your next meal. Because I'm the only one in my family who speaks little English. And I told my sister, hey, you know what? Marriage is not gonna help you right now. Because in my culture, you can get married as early as you can. So I told my little sister, hey, Odie, get that education. I'm gonna get it. Mom needs to stay at home so that she can learn ESL and then one day she can support herself. I make sure I work 2 jobs to support my mom. And then from there, I moved from Washington, D.C. to South Dakota to get my high school diploma because as I was working part-time job, my case manager told me that you can do GED because you have to work full-time job. I'm like, I need that high school so that I could go to college. She disagreed with me, I have to move. I moved to South Dakota, I did my high school within 8 months. After I'm done, I'm like, boom, I get my high school diploma, I have my trained medical assistant, I have my CNA within 8 months. I'm like, duh, what do I do? Look for a job. I moved to Austin, and then my first job in America was to work in a nursing home. So, and then I applied, and then my advisor was like, this is how you apply for a job. You go for interview, and then when I went there, I showed up 2 hours early in my interview. They're like, you are scheduled for 2 hours next, but not now. I'm like, my supervisor told me, don't be late, because in Africa, late is not a thing. If you go to African wedding, don't go early. If the wedding is at 10, please, 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 if you're not from Africa, go to that wedding at 12 or at 2 p.m. Because if you go there, your time will be burned and no one will show up. Even the wedding bride will come at 2 o'clock if the wedding is at 9. So I don't want to be that person because I know already. So I get myself ready and then I did the interview and then the lady, she was like, you're so funny, I think we need you here. So it didn't take me that long. I get the job and then I work in a nursing home for 3 months and then I start my college at Riverland and then I get a job at Mayo. So when I start my college at Mayo, when I start my college at Riverland Community College, something really flashed my mind back because I was working 2 jobs. I'm paying for my mom apartment, and then I'm paying for myself, and then I'm paying for my tuition. So this day, I'm like, whenever I go to class, I feel like the money that I save, I need to pay because the school would be like, hey, you have this balance of 1,500, you have this balance of 500 for your books. So food wasn't a thing because in my culture, a big man like me, you don't tell someone that you are hungry. This is a big thing, like you are a big person. Yeah, like you're a grown man. Why are you complaining? Go get something. Go work. I work 2 jobs, but through that process, I have to pay for my college. And I remember this one day when I was going to pay all my textbook. I saved all my money. I paid the rent, and then the money that I saved for my book was $1,080. And then I make them a chain. I went to bookstore and then I was having stock of $100 and 50 stock, and then I'm holding it in front of the line. My friend showed me at that, he's like, hey bro, you're rich. I'm like, yeah, but in 2 minutes I will be poor. So he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, just wait. So we had the line, everyone checking the books out, everyone paying for their balance. So I give my $1,080. I'm like, I don't want to know all the balance that I have in the school because I just want to continue with my courses. I don't want to get late. So the cashier took my money, and then the only change that she gave me was $1.50. So with that $1.50, I'm like, okay, so I have the $1.50 of class in 20 minutes. What do? Run to cafeteria. So I ran to cafeteria, and then I saw the menu. And then this guy is still following me. I thought he's gone. I was trying to ditch him so that he doesn't see me somewhere. And then he's still following me around because it's a student senate. And then I'm the Senate president. He's like, the president Senate is reached 2 hours ago, so I know I have to follow him to give me some lunch. So I stayed at the line, and then I look up at the menu. My favorite, which is the chicken wing, and then chicken nugget. I look at the chicken wing, they are not good for me because it costs $3. I look at the chicken nugget, costs $2.50. French fry doesn't favor me too. As young men, I try to talk to the lady who is serving us. I'm like, ma'am, how much is the chicken nugget? She looked at me and she looked at the menu. She's like, no, don't you see $2.50? And then I'm like, is there anything just for $1.50? She's like, no, we cannot do that. The menu comes as packed. You get a combo and then you get it. I look up inside and then I start crying inside. 2 minutes ago, Oballa was rich, but now I can't afford something cost $2.50. As I was thinking through, this friend of mine came and tapped me on the back because he heard everything that I was talking. And then he's like, hey bro, I have $1 in my pocket. Do you mind we pull together so we can buy the french fry? I look at him and I'm like, sure. Because I don't want to go to class because I did not eat anything all night. I was working overnight, and then I came to, I get back from work at 7:30, and then I have to be in class at 9. I took his dollar and mine, we combined together. To the french fry. The french fry was so delicious because that was the only money we have left with. It's like, this one tastes different today. I'm like, because it has my money inside and your money, so when you eat free food, it tastes more delicious. So, and then before we leave, this young man asked me, Oballa, I've been going through this all the time, and so do so many other students. What are you going to do about it? You're a student senate president. I told him, that's a good question. This is one thing I learned. If you don't have an answer for something, don't rush to it. Tell that person that's a good question, and I will get back to you. That person will feel he or she or they is heard, and then now you are telling them you will get back the feedback. I went back home, sit down in my room. I'm like, what can I do? I have this role as a Senate president. Every student thing I can do, everything with my power. I come back the next morning, I talk to my advisor. I'm like, hey Keith, what can we do about this? This food insecurity that facing our students, not so many of them is talking about it. And then what I did that day, I'm like, okay, I think I may have a solution. I went to my mom, I'm like, hey mom, may I borrow $50 from you? My mom gave me $50. Came back to school, I bought pizza. So I bought like 3 stack of pizza, like $10. And then I came on campus, I called my other student. We went around passing out pizza to every student. I'm like, hey, you have a good day. This is free pizza today. I thought no one gonna take it. Within 30 minutes, pizza is gone. And then the next day I came back on my campus, asked a student, have you ever felt your food insecure? Have you ever felt you didn't have something to eat and you missed class? A lot of my students are relevant. They're like, I'm going through the same thing, but no one needs to know about it. I'm like, well, right now, we need to know about it, and we're starting something. Through the whole week, I put my classes into, I'm like, this is something I'll have to work around. I start going to the community, going to every quick trip, telling them, our students are facing this, what can you guys do? I started lobbying. I went to my Human Rights Commission and I talked to them. I'm like, this is something I experienced in a refugee camp, a student in America, a land of opportunity. They shouldn't face food insecurity on college. There's a lot of resources outside here, but our students don't know how to access those resources. When I testify in front of my Human Rights Commission, they're like, Oballa, we're at the end of our term and every money that we have to go back to city council, but right now we can't do anything with it. I'm like, they're like, the budget renew every year, and they still have 1,500 left in the account. They all decided, we're gonna give you this money. What are you gonna do with it if we give you 1,000? I'm like, that 1,000 can keep more than 20 students on campus for 2 weeks without leaving school early and go sleep at home. I went back with that 1,000. I told them we're starting something. Food pantry. With that 1,000, we start buying groceries and we fill our food pantry. The first week of our food pantry, the line was so way behind. Through the process of 6 months, we managed to make sure Riverland has a food pantry. And that food pantry right now is serving more than 400 students every month. And every student, when they go there, they're like, we are so happy we have this food pantry on campus. Our international students, those who don't work, and our athlete, who whenever they go to a game, when they come back on campus, they're only thinking to do that homework. They don't have anywhere to go. They come to me and be like, Oballa, thank you for this. Because anytime I would go on campus, even if at evening, prep time, I would go and sit with my athlete. I'm like, hey guys, do you need a snack? They'll be like, yeah, I have the key. And then I go open the food pantry. That food pantry right now, it has doubled itself. And we open another one in the West building, and we open another one. So when I'm done, I decided, I'm like, if I'm facing a food insecurity on my college here, a student at North Hennepin, student at Normandale, a student at Greater Minnesota somewhere, Misabi Range, or somewhere in Coon Rapids may be facing the same thing. And that's why I decided to run for vice president last year. And then my hashtag was hunger for change. With that, I won the vice president. We started lobbying, started testifying at the state capitol. And through the work of our students here, through the work of the support from Office of Higher Education supporting us, through the work of every staff, we passed the Hunger Free Campus Act. And right now, our students, every campus, they're like, it become a competition now in Minnesota. When I ask them, hey, do you have a food pantry? Students telling me we are working on it. I'm like, your student will die before you complete it. And they're like, what should we do? I'm like, I'm visiting your campus. I will be on your campus. Food insecurity is a big thing that our students tend to hide every day. And as for me, I took it personal. Because it's not right for a student, the future leaders of this country, who will drop out of college because of basic need. Basic need is a big thing, and our students need help. Through you guys, through the help of everyone in this room, there's so many resources outside there that our students don't know about. With your help, you can connect them and utilize those resources. As I stand here today, we have Hunger Free Campus Act. Yesterday, for the first time in Minnesota, a governor signed a proclamation to make October 24th as a College Food Insecurity Awareness Day. This is the best thing ever in my leadership. I have never, I'm so proud to be part of it. And I have to say thank you to our students who worked really hard. Thank you to the Office of Higher Education and Lena, they're back there in supporting us with all those stuff. And thank you to every college president who been supporting our students. This is just the beginning. We still have more to connect our students. And I hope my story will help other students from Iowa, other students from Texas, other students from California, other students from New York, other students from Tennessee, other students from everywhere to come together to fight this epidemic food insecurity that's facing our students. Because it is not okay for a student to go hungry on campus. It is our responsibility, and we have to do something. Thank you.